Say, well, yeah, we've got this running platform together. You just concentrate on writing your own sort of application, and let some third party deal with that platform about keeping them compatible, about scaling them up, about giving sort of faster access to them. And that's again what the major manufacturers are doing. You know, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, they're offering you these generic platforms to develop on. Yes, we'll look at one. They're fairly cost efficient. You get all things like free trial periods with it to sort of use. So yeah, there's a few ones there. The App Engine for it. I haven't put the sort of how much it is per gigabyte of storage and per hour of CPU time. That seems to vary every couple of months according to what their latest pricing structure. It's like asking you what's the best deal for mobile phones in terms of data amounts and texts and messages that you can sort of have on it. Ask me today, it's going to be different tomorrow. They vary the deals as they go along. So there's various major ones, the Google, the Microsoft, this Force one that does it for their customer management services. And then there's sort of someone that's sitting there in the background that is fairly large, but not as well known, like Heroku, that offer cloud implementations of some of these. General infrastructure as a service is where they're offering you not the development platform, although you can pick that up with it, but the full-blown sort of server, a network. You can have things like, well, I want to guarantee a certain bandwidth on it. Again, much like you deal with your internet service provider at the minute, you've got ranges of packages according to how much you want to download. Do you just want standard broadband up to 4 meg, or do you want the almost fibre ones that are up to 20 meg? Do you want the full fibre ones that are 100 meg? And they charge you accordingly to what you want. And there's some sort of guaranteed on it, and that's why again what you can sort of buy with these servers. What level of service do you want for it? How much processing power do you need? How much memory do you need? How much networking space? The sort of things that you have to predict normally on when you're sort of getting your own server together with it. And we'll commission our own with, say, the Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute, so the Elastic Compute Cloud with, you'll just sort of quickly set up a Linux machine or a Windows machine to use. You can set one of these things up and then just get charged by the hour for it. Sounds like you're sort of starting to perhaps incur costs on this. Again, these normally are free sort of setups for this of X hours even per day to use on it. And just to give you an example, I was doing a classroom demo and fired up one of these servers. I left it running for something like 7 months without realising it. Come back to a $2.50 charge for sort of renting that virtual machine. It wasn't doing anything for that. It was just up and ready, essentially waiting for people to connect to it. Just that nobody was connecting to it, but I had a sort of little tick over charge of about $2.50 for it. So they're all sort of offering it. Google offer that sort of thing. Microsoft will render the space. Eucalyptus, another sort of open source cloud platform for it. Rackspace offering you data storage for it. The key thing being instant provisioning. The idea that you can create a new resource available on demand just within minutes to it, as opposed to you going down to, say, PC World, picking up a PC, bringing it home, installing Windows, installing Microsoft Office, installing your database server. How long does it take for you to go right from sort of, if you like, deciding you're going to do it, to actually picking up that piece of hardware, bringing it back, installing everything on it, deciding you don't want all that junk software that they give you, installing all your other things. As I say, it's going to take you about a day to get all that sort of thing in place. These things set up within minutes, within seconds of commissioning them for it, and accessed over virtual networks. The one that we'll look at in a demo is the EC2. They supply a set of basic machine images to load up, whether it's Windows or Unix. Currently, unless they've done it in the last few weeks or so, they don't offer Macs. They don't offer a virtual Mac for it. Apple are very tight on hanging on to their proprietary systems. but it allows provisioning of whatever size machine you like, from very basic 4 gigabyte, 8 gigabytes of memory up to, you know, several hundred gigabytes of memory, however much you want, however many CPUs you want. They have a little sort of, and it's hard to sort of judge one CPU against another when you've got Amdahl and Intel and all these sort of different ones. They have a basic CPU unit, and they say, do you want 1 of these, do you want 2 of these, do you want 4 of these, 8 of these, put it in your machine with it. What type of software do you want on this pre-packaged machine? Do you want MySQL, SQL Server DB2, or application servers on it? How much sort of storage, messaging services do you want? All these sort of add-ons, really. Pretty much like any other service. So you go sort of offering, you go to your BT saying, I thought I just wanted broadband. I didn't realise you were going to sell me telly as well, and mobile access, and all these others, your cloud-based storage and things like that. They suddenly start adding up different things to sort of give you a quick idea of this. If I nip across to AWS, about how long it takes. AWS.Amazon. Certainly it changes all the time, as I say, as to what we're you weren't sort of watching there. I'm still log on. I logged on to what you didn't see me doing. I thought you were sort of watching it actually there. I logged on to aws.amazon.com with my Amazon developer account. It's just like a tick box if you've got a standard Amazon account. And a variety of sort of cloud-based options that you can work on. They're pushing their IoT and web app sort of ones to it. But if we select, say, launching a virtual image with EC2, creating an EC2 image. That's one of the free tier ones. Changed a lot of these sort of things altogether. Right background to the beginning. Okay. Well, you eventually work your way through the software in my incompetent fashion. Eventually got to this EC2, this elastic compute, to launch an instance of it. You can decide what particular type of machine you want. The AMI is the Amazon Machine Image for it. Which version of Linux you're running. Amazon's version of Linux, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu's, the Microsoft servers, that sort of thing. So you can choose which server you want. I'll just pick one, pretty much at random there for it. I'll select that Amazon Linux one. Okay, that might be the machine image. What sort of processor, CPU do you want? How many CPUs do you want for it? ranging from 1 up to sort of further down about 16 of them. How much memory do you want to run on it? Are you using their storage for it? That sort of idea. What level of network performance do you want? And again, you just sort of pay for the appropriate sort of level of it. I'm just going to pick this free tier 1 for it. Later on, I'll get the log-on details to sort of work on. So currently, I'm picking this low sort of size to it, launching it. The key pair will be how you log on. We can create a key pair to log in onto the machine. They're now launching up. So I should be able to see how that's been sort of happening as it starts to begin creating these sort of, it's initiated the launch. In fact, it's actually started, and I'm just looking for the.
So is it going to load basically Linux in a Chrome window then in that case?
No, well, just in a browser window.
Yeah,
so,
browser
window.
window.
Well, it's a virtual machine running.
Yeah.
No, just over on their servers, and you'll be able to talk to it. So that's our instance